All right, kids. If you watched Derpishness, which you probably didn't, we promised we were going to go here. We are officially in Siglerville. Now, what's so special about Siglerville? Well, I want you to look back behind us where you can, well, you could before we went through this crest here, but there were lights there and electricity. In fact, there's some at this house in front of us. Wow, this is an important thing to mention, because pretty soon this will all go away, because we are in the definition of the middle of nowhere. And we wanted to do this a little bit earlier when there was a bit more daylight, but we'll just have to settle for now because we were in the neighborhood. And here we are going through Siglerville. The only reason we really came here is because we were just blown away by the fact that the power lines just kind of stopped. Like, there's some above us right now.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I just...
Got a handle on that.
Cable. Well, there's some right there.
Yeah, we got some power lines there. Yeah, you'll notice that we still have some power lines, but you'll notice less and less signs of electricity and modern day human life.
Yeah.
Like, there's some going back there to that farm, what's apparently called sheepfold.
And there is, just a note, there's board shit all over the fucking road.
Yeah, we are legit in Amish country right now. Now, there's still power lines to the right of us, but pretty soon here, they will stop.
Like, there's one.
Yeah, there's one right there. And it does not continue past there. So we are officially where the power lines stop.
Yep.
We are now 100% legit in Amish country. No power lines anywhere to be seen. Anywhere.
Nothing.
Nothing. We're not even like near a cell tower. We're not near power lines. We are where the fucking power stops.
I mean, I still have service on my cell phone, but that don't mean shit.
No. But yeah, we have done it. We have gone as far into the middle of nowhere as we have ever gone before, and here are where the power lines resume.
Well, that is cable, or phone. That's a phone line.
Yeah, but there's a light on right here.
Yeah.
So we officially went in between where there is power, there is not, and then there is again. So there it is, as we promised last time, Siglerville.
Yeah.
Where 2014 hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wish we could have showed that a little earlier in the day, but we kind of fucked up getting here. We missed our exit.
Yeah.
So we had to turn around and barrel ass back down 322 to get here. But yeah, as we promised, there it was.
Yep.
Where the power lines stop. So yeah. That is what happened just now. So from there, I think it's time to find the next place of interest. And there was a split in the road there, so I'm going to the right. Yeah. We did it.
Yep.
Now, since we're on keeping up with things we promised in past videos, I have to take back a promise I made in another video. We had promised to finish what we called the Hellraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Now, originally, this was something we were fixing up for Dean, and we told you about how he broke the steering. Well, we tried to fix it here not that long ago.
Yeah.
And we failed miserably. Like, we got the main piece that was broken welded back together, but then we discovered there was a bolt sheared off, and when we tried to get it out of the piece it was in, we broke the piece it was in, and then we tried to make a new piece, and that didn't work at all, and then we broke that again. And after sitting on the idea for a couple of weeks,
we just said fuck it.
We said fuck it, and we decided to scrap it. So that's one project that I'm gonna have to cancel.
Yeah.
So you won't get to see that like we initially said, but you know, shit happens.
Yep.
Watch them. That's just a mud puddle.
No, there were fucking potholes.
Just a little one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So you won't get to see the Hellraiser like we originally said, but there is another project we're working on, and we've shot some footage as of the recording of this video. We did this about a month or so ago. We got another project in the works, and I'm not going to say anything about it right now, but we do have one in the works.
Yep.
So far, the only thing we've recorded us doing with it is something we've already done
in the past.
Right, so we're going to hold off on that video until we come up with some more things to do with it. But, you know, just keep checking back, and we'll have something on that up hopefully soon. I can't really say exactly when yet because I don't know, but we're working on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for you know, updates on what the fuck we've been up to. And now I'm gonna turn this into advertisement mode. This is the month of August now officially, and if you follow this channel and you follow our gaming videos, you know, Nate fails at, this month is Kirby month. And every week this month on either Friday or Saturday, depending on if I remember to put the video up on Friday or not. I'll get back to that in a second. Yeah, every week this month for 5 weeks, I'll be doing a different Kirby game. And what they will be is a secret for now. You'll just have to come back and see. But I will say that the last video is the grand finale. The last one is something a little special.
Yeah.
So you'll see what that is when the time comes. But another thing, today we're recording on August the 2nd, and for those of you that follow A Moment with Nate's grandma, today is Grandma's 89th birthday.
Yep.
Now, the reason we didn't do a video today is she's out of town.
Yep.
So that's going to be a little bit late, but there will be a video on that, I assure you. So, yeah. So a lot going on this month here on Junkaholics World. You know, I stand corrected on the statement I made earlier. There is a cell tower.
Yeah.
I did not expect to see one here in the middle of fucking Amish country, but there is one right there. That flashing red light that you see over yonder. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And something strange up there, too. Look at that.
Yeah, some sort of mysterious light.
I don't know if you can get that on camera or not.
It looks like it might be like a passing plane or something. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because it's cloudy out and the clouds could be distorting it, but yeah, we found some sort of, I guess you could call it a UFO. I mean, it's like I said, it's probably just a damn plane,
but now it just fucking disappeared. It just fucking disappeared.
That is strange.
It just fucking disappeared.
Yes, it did. And I didn't see it disappear because I was watching where we were going, but yes, it did. So now I'm wondering what the fuck it could be.
Yeah. Now we might be on a UFO hunt.
Yeah, so this turned from a random night road trip / announcement video to a fucking UFO search. Shit.
Trying to figure out the Amish, are you?
Maybe the Amish have been hiding secrets from us for all these years.
Maybe.
Maybe they've secretly been developing underground technology. Yeah. You just never know. I don't honestly know much about the Amish. I've met plenty of Amish people. Don't know much about them. They might be building shit they're not telling us about. They're pretty secretive about stuff.
Very.
I mean, you watch those shows like Breaking Amish and Amish Mafia and shit like that. You know that shit's all fucking fake.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, those people, like, you know, fuck it. This is just going to be me babbling about nothing, this whole video, I think. That Breaking Amish show, those people were out of Amish culture for years before they were on TV. You know, like, they didn't just one day decide, nope, I'm not Amish anymore, next day TV. No, they were out of that for a long time. Like I said, I don't know much about Amish culture, but I do know, I forget what age it is, but there's a certain age they reach where they're given a choice.
16.
Yeah,
16, there we go. At 16, they're given a choice whether or not they want to stay Amish or come out and, you know, join the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And back to me talking about working in the retail business, I've seen Amish people in the store I work at that age. They come in and buy a bunch of like skanky looking clothes and stuff and shit like that because they're allowed at that age to experiment, I guess would be the appropriate term for that. But yeah, you know, what you see on TV is not a good representation of actual Amish culture at all.
No.
So, and then the whole Amish Mafia, hey, there's a road for you, Auto Parts Road.
Well, there was Mechanic Street back here, now Auto Parts, so yeah.
You're getting back to complaining about Amish TV.
Just a little thing off of this, you can tell we're in civilization.
Yeah, we're back
Actually,
in
a matter of fact,
civilization
there's a bar right there.
Yeah, we're out of complete Amish country now.
Yeah.
Anywho, what was I complaining about? Oh yeah, I was about to complain about Amish Mafia. I want to go this way. Fuck it, it's random.
That's the way we just...
I want to go this way.
That's the way we just came from.
Fuck it, we're going this way. But anyway, right, Amish Mafia. It's random, mate. Who cares where we go?
No, I was just saying, that was the way we went
to get to Siglerville.
Yeah.
Amish Mafia, like, that is such a stupid premise.
Yeah.
Like, Amish people are very, very religious. You know, they would never think of doing something like that.
No.
You know, it goes completely against, you know, all their beliefs and everything they stand for. You know. And as people who grew up near Amish land our whole lives, you know, we see and observe these things and we're taught these things. We know better. Like I said, I don't know their whole culture that well, but I know enough about it to call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
And for those of you who live in different parts of the world other than central Pennsylvania where Amish exist, you know, don't believe the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's bullshit. You know, take it from us. We live among them. You know, we are quite literally surrounded by Amish country. In every sense of the word. We are legit surrounded by it. You know, I never try to make this show, if you can call it a show, educational.
No.
But every now and then, when I see something like that, I just kind of feel the need to inform people otherwise. But yeah. So since we've gone through Amish country, there's a little schooling on it.
Got anything else?
Well, for this segment, I can't think of anything because we're back in Milroy now.
Yep.
We're officially back where we started.
Yep.
And fuck it, I'm just gonna roll straight through because we came in off of 322 and I don't feel like going back on 322.
No.
Because fuck it, I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I do not want to do it.
Alright, well.
So when we think of something a little more, or maybe I should say a little less preachy to talk about, we'll be back.
Okay.
And we're back. We're almost back to home base. And since this isn't one of our longer road trip videos, I wanted to at least get a story or two thrown in that wasn't just us, you know, talking about what we're immediately doing or shit we're gonna do. But since we saw something that was kind of like a UFO here a little earlier, I wanted to talk about something that I saw a few years ago.
Okay.
And this was back when my grandmother was still living where I live now. We were outside and it was evening. And over across from my house up on the ridge, we saw this orb-shaped light. And it was just kind of floating there. And it was kind of moving back and forth a little bit. Like it would kind of drift off to the left. And then it would drift off to the right. And it was, like I said, it was orb-shaped, and there was kind of like a glow pointing up away from it and down from it. So it was like an orb with like two rays coming off of it on the top and bottom. And then it just kind of disappeared. So that was sort of a UFO sighting we had.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what that was or what it could have been. And we didn't have a camera at the time to document that, but I remember seeing that, and I want to say recently I was talking to her about that, and she still remembers that. But yeah, that was kind of a sighting.
Well, you told that one. I'll tell you this.
Oh, go ahead.
A few years back, it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. About 2 or 3 years ago. My dad and our friend Travis, his boy, and my brother were out fishing on the lake, on Lake Racetown. And they get beside each other, and they pull their boats up beside each other, and they're sitting there shooting the shit. They're right. For those of you who don't know what Lake Racetown is, it's a reservoir in Huntington County.
It's a man-made lake. It was the dam was built in the 70s, and it's like a hydroelectric dam.
Yeah. If you don't know what it is, Google it, Wikipedia, you'll find it. But just outside of Antrim, there is a bridge that crosses over Lake Racetown, which is State Road 994.
The one that we were on about 2,700 times in 3 lefts, make a right.
Yeah. But they were sitting there bullshitting, and all of a sudden they start seeing these. They see these 5 groups of lights over top of the lake. And Austin says, "Oh, hey, that's Travis's son." He goes, "Hey, look at that, fireworks." Didn't hear no explosion. Didn't see any aftermath. They were there for 30 seconds, just hovering just above the water, about a mile up the lake. And then they hovered above the water, started to go up. And this is 5 of them. 4 around the 4 were in a circle, and 1 was in the middle. They would go up, move over to the right a little bit, move over to the left, come back down a little bit, and then just shot straight up in the fucking air. Straight up. And then they were gone.
I think I remember you telling me that, but I forgot about that.
Dad and Travis looked at each other and said, "I think I've seen enough for one night. Let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, I'd believe that.
So they fired their boats up and they got the fuck out of there in a firing hurry.
But yeah, aside from what we saw tonight and that one other time I just talked about, I haven't really ever seen anything else that could be potentially a UFO or something like that.
I've seen them all the time, off and on all the time up where I live.
See, I don't get that around here. I don't see that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to tell just a couple more stories. And, we've done so many of these, and I don't keep track of what we do and don't talk about. So if I mentioned this before, then this is old news. But just to back up a little bit before I get to that, I've mentioned my friends from, our New Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog thing. And every now and then I'll sit with them on our off days, and we'll just talk about random shit. We'll sit there and bullshit in the chat room. And something we were talking about the other night was fucked up dreams we've had.
Two.
And I shared a couple of mine. And I'll tell at least one of the ones that we talked about. Because speaking of weird phenomenons, this kind of fits into our theme tonight. Just weird shit. This is a weird shit episode. And at first we saw Powerlines that just fucking stop. Then we saw a potential UFO. Now we're talking about UFOs. This is just a weird thing that happened to me, and this is an honest-to-God true story. I had the same dream 3 times over a 15-year span.
Okay.
The first time I was like a kid. The second time I was probably like 15... or maybe more like 12, and then like the third time I was, a lot older. Mm-hmm. But I think it was like over the course of 15 years. Anyway, you don't care about the details. Anyway, the first time this dream happened to me, it takes place, it was like nighttime like it is now.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what time it was in the dream, but that's irrelevant. Anyway, I'm with my grandmother in the car that she used to drive at the time. She had an old, 1990 Buick Century. Not that specific detail matters, but just to put this into perspective, this was stuff that was relevant to me. But anyway, we're going down this road that kind of looked familiar to me. I want to say it was a road near here, but it really wasn't, because in this dream everything was kind of off. But anyway, we pull off the main road, and it's like starting to rain, and we go down this little dirt, almost like a driveway. And we come up to this creepy ass house. And we go inside, and there's lights on and every shit. And this place looks like, I didn't really want to say it looked haunted, because there was a lot of stuff in there that was well lit. There was bright colors and stuff in there. And I'm going to take a little detour off this dirt road here, because this might be a long story. But anyway, and we get separated from each other somehow inside of this house. Mind you, the first time I had this dream, I was just a kid. So I'm looking all around for her. I can't find her. I'm roaming through this house. And, sorry, I had a gas bubble there. And, I sit on this chair because I gave up looking. I figured, well, she'll find me. And the arms of the chair grab me. I don't know if anybody out there's ever had dreams like that, but that happened. But that's not where it ends. Of course, obviously, I'm freaking the fuck out over this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this house. I'm being held by this chair. Now, this is where it gets even more weird. As if this were a weird edit in a movie or some shit. All of a sudden, my point of view... we got an oncoming car. Oh, well, anyway. My point of view is up in the sky, looking down at this house and my grandmother's car. And I can see her backing it up to turn around to leave. Now, without it, I don't have like a computer graphics person that can animate this shit, so you're just gonna have to use your imagination based on my description. But picture, like, now from that bird's eye perspective, I now zoom in, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in the passenger seat of the car again, and we're leaving this place back the direction we came. Okay, that was the first time I had that dream. About a good many years later. Actually, I should correct myself. I think I had this dream 3 times over the span of 10 years rather than 15. It was a long time, between 10 and 15 years. Anyway, a few years later, I have this dream again. And it starts the same way. We're in the car, we pull into this creepy house, we go inside. But now, this time around, like, some parts of it get skipped. Like, this time, like, I just kind of walk around the house a little bit, and then I give up. And this time, I don't sit down in the chair, and the chair doesn't grab me. It just skips to the part where I'm looking up from down below, or up above, I mean, looking down below, and then we get in the car and leave. That was the second time I had that dream, mind you. Then the third time was even more later on. This was a few more years. Now this time, it's the same sequence of events, but shit's missing. And what I mean by missing is, picture like if you're drawing something and it's not all drawn in yet. Like where shit should have been, it was just white. Like you're just staring at literally nothing. Like I could, like the part with the road was the same, pulling up to the house was the same, but when you go in the house, there's just shit missing. It's just, there's like something that should be, say, over to the right is white, or something that should be sitting on a table right in front of me. There's just white there. There's just white everywhere where certain things should be. And like this time, I'm not even really concerned about what's going on, because by this point, I recognize everything that's happening. So I know what's going to happen. So I'm not in a panic this time around. And the same thing happens. Overhead view, looking down, and like, mind you, this dream took place in some place like in the woods, similar to where we are now. Just trees on either side of the road. But a lot of that was missing. It was just white. Like the only part.
And a boat.
Yeah, there is a boat down there. But like I'm looking down, you can see the car, you can see where the house is, but picture like you would, like, say somebody was developing a game or making a CGI movie, and you see the behind the scenes shit where they're just like making it and like shit's just not there yet. It kind of looked like that. And like I said, then it zooms back in, and then we leave, and that was the last time I ever had that dream. But it was the same dream 3 times. But each time, it was just slightly different. So I don't know what the meaning behind that was, if there even was a meaning to it. But that actually happened. And to this day, I still cannot make any sense of it. I mean, mind you, this was at 3 very different times in the span of my life. Like, once I was like a kid, the next time I'm like a teenager, and then the next time I'm like almost 20. You know? So like I said, roughly from 10 to 15 years span in between this happening. But yeah, that is an honest to God true story that happened to me. And I mean, I've had several other fucked up dreams. Yeah, but that one by far is the most bizarre, simply given the circumstances that it happened, you know, 3 times. Now, we gotta turn around here because this road that we're on, I know for a fact, is gated off just up ahead, so I'm gonna back in this little pull-off here and turn the hell around, because the only reason I came this way was to stall for time to tell you that story, because we're almost back to my house. But, yeah. And a fun little fact, the house we're turning around in front of is one of my former lawn service clients. So, I don't think we're in any danger of anybody saying anything to us for turning around there, but he's a very nice guy, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. But since we have this whole road to drive back, I'm going to tell a couple more, since this is fucked up shit night, apparently.
Yeah.
And by the way, the reason we're going off camera a couple times this year is because we're driving by people with campfires. And we don't want to get anybody on the camera that doesn't want to be. But anyway, this was another one I was talking about with the guys from the show the other night. I was walking through the woods near my house. Not where we did the Aryans video, but like further down, closer to my house.
Yeah.
Walking towards the direction, basically where we're going now. We were walking towards the Newton Hamilton. Near the railroad tracks, mind you. And at the bottom of the hill, straight down from my house, there's a farm. Anyway, we're walking down this path. I don't even remember who all was with me in this dream. But anyway, we turn around and there's this black car following us back in the woods, mind you. There's a black car, like an old black car. Like something looks like it might have been from like the 60s or something. I mean, that thing was jet black. Now, I want to make a point that I don't have anything against, Irish people. I want to make that very clear. Like my revisit of Wheel of Fortune for Sega Genesis might suggest otherwise by that outfit, but I don't have anything against Irish people. But for some reason, the words that came out of my mouth in this dream were, "Oh no, it's the Irish." That's not the fucked up part. The fucked up part, I escaped from this black car. I take off like fucking Superman and fly across the field of this farm nearby, but mind you, I'm not going fast. I'm going about as slow as we're going in this car right now. And I start going down the road. In fact, the same road we were just on before we turned onto this road. I'm flying down that road at like 20 miles an hour. And then it just kind of ends right there. So yeah, that's another fucked up thing that, honest to God, was something that I had happened to me in a dream. And I got a couple more. Here's a couple short ones. Now, I don't know if any of you out there have ever had a dream where you're self-aware, like you know you're dreaming, so you try to control what's happening.
Yeah.
I was standing at the intersection by where my mailbox is. And mind you, this was at a time when I was still in school, so in this dream, I'm standing there waiting for the bus.
Yeah.
And up at the top of the hill is a car. And this car is doing like donuts and shit and all sorts of stuff. And then I'm thinking, well, hell, this is my fucking dream. I'll do what I want. So I look at this car, and just with my mind, I make it come down and wipe out the mailboxes right in front of me. Yeah, seriously. And that's where that one ended. I mean, like, that wasn't a long one, but I was consciously able to make it do that. I want to save my favorite one for last, so I'm going to tell this other short one right now. Now, I am not a church-going person anymore. When I was a kid, I used to, not now.
Same here.
But anyway,
I know.
This dream takes place at the church I used to go to. It's not a long dream at all. This is one of those ones where dream world crosses over into reality. There was a lady at our church that she was very friendly and nice, and I still see her from time to time. She comes in where I work quite often. But all I did in this dream was walked up to her and asked her what time it was. And she said, that's easy, just turn around. So I did. And I shit you not, as I'm turning around in this dream, I wake up in the middle of turning around and I'm rolling over in bed and I'm staring straight at my clock. Like,
wow.
There's red numbers right in my fucking face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It took me longer to tell you that story than it actually did for that to happen to me. Anyway, here's the last story, because we are literally like
on top of his
on
house.
top of my house. It is like right the fuck up there.
Yeah.
So this is the last story.
Yeah.
When I was in grade school, and I'm sure Kyle probably remembers this too, because we went to the same school district.
Yep.
But in phys ed class, every now and then they would have what they call station day.
Yes.
And one of the things that we could do, sometimes we did this when it was rainy and we had recess in the gym instead of outside. They had these little square scooter things you could sit on.
Yep.
And you could scoot across the floor on them.
Yep.
I'm kind of bypassing my house here because this story requires a lot of explanation. But anyway, this is an important bit of information to have about this dream. Now, where this takes place, I don't know. It seemed like it was along a highway in the desert somewhere. But in the middle of this random place is a bowling alley. Like a legit bowling alley. Like you walk in the door, there's fucking lanes and pins and shit. Okay, now, by now I know you're asking, how did these two things possibly go together? Okay. Myself and all the other kids in my class and the phys ed teacher were riding these little scooty things down the lanes and knocking the pins down. That's the extent of the dream. It was short and sweet and simple, but it was just so absurd that it's one of my favorite ones I ever had to this day, because not only does it take me back to that time in my life, but it just such a bizarre thing that it just, you have to tell that story, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. And I'm gonna throw in a bonus story here because this is another really short one. But everybody in their life, and I don't care who you are, and if you tell me otherwise, you're a fucking liar, to some extent has had a naked dream. Where you were at least partially, maybe even fully naked for whatever reason. Now, I never had one where I was completely buck-ass naked, but there was this one where I was sitting in my first grade class at my desk, and I've got absolutely no fucking pants on. Like, dick hanging out and every shit. Nobody notices. Mind you, everybody was doing something else. I don't know, like they're all looking down and either drawing or writing something. I don't know. Nobody notices, and I'm like trying my hardest to not be noticed. But nobody's noticing anyway, so what the difference made at this point is, I don't know. But anyway, as I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? My pants form out from under me, up around my legs, and my dick, and they're just suddenly there.
Right.
And that was the end of it. So yeah, that was a little bonus story I threw in at the end there, because we are now literally right back at my house. Like, that car that just pulled out is pulling out from in front of my house. So that's it for this one, kids. So we'll see you next time.
Like, subscribe, and
all that happy horse shit.
all that happy horse shit. See ya.